So, like I was saying that, in the previous video, what I said was that, this one is repeated here. Mind you, I have done a video prior before now. This is just like because that video is getting too long. That's why I cut it. If you make some explanation and you are using this video that I'm using because this is the conclusion of that video. So it means that you have to understand that one before, because I've said some things earlier there that I wouldn't want to repeat in this video. So don't, if you have not watched that one, don't come and watch this one. Otherwise, you want to have big knowledge, which could cause problem. Do you understand? But now, where I stopped in the previous one was that if this one house one didn't repeat itself, it means that the case is not what that querent can handle. You understand? But if it repeats in another house, it means that the case is at least is what that querent can handle. You understand? And repeating doesn't mean perfection here, because like I said in the previous video, this is not a method of war. We are not using the method of perfection. We are using the method of war. What is it called? Aspect. And to every chart you are using it should have miss. Now, so let's say now it repeats from here down to it repeats in house one to any places. The first thing it means that the case is what that person that came to you is a case that he can handle. But if it doesn't repeat, it's a case that it's not a case that he can handle. Do you understand? That means probably he needs to go and call another person, or if you're leaving another person will come to that same geomancer or to another geomancer that will be able to catch that person, or should just leave it for God to handle. Do you understand? But that doesn't mean that the person can never be. Only God can never. That doesn't mean, but it means that person that comes to ask that question is the one that is. So now let's continue. Let's say now let's use this particular chart we are using. Let's say now it moved from house one. Now I want to answer the question that how do we then know? How do we know how to now catch the person? You can handle the person if the person just say I can handle the person. Maybe not wait to listen finish. Now go and say because he trusts you. You are an expert geomancer. He don't listen to the rest of the story, your explanation. Now I can catch the person. Abi, papa. He went to go and meet the person. The person want to endanger his life. So sometimes when you meet the vendor or when you go and meet with somebody, carefully listen to the person. Either he's saying what you like or not. Carefully listen, because what he said, what the geomancer tell you at that time might not be useful to you at that time. It might be useful later. So you carefully listen to everything. Like this person, let's say because he said, maybe Geomancer said person, you can handle the person. Maybe that's I'm in hurry or something happened that make the person, or maybe the sound, maybe you are using sound, the scan now scatter. That means you have not told us how it will then catch the person. Do you understand? That is what I want to now explain now. But again, listen to go and watch the previous video from that beginning to the end before you come and watch this one. Otherwise, you want to cause problem for either for yourself or for that person that comes that came to seek for your guidance. Go and watch that one first. So I don't want God to shift your blame on me, because anybody that teach anybody some nonsense or even something, that person, God will punish that person before punishing you. So you should be rest assured that I'm telling you what you're supposed to know. So that is why I don't want to mislead you. I don't want any kind of misleading or mistake. That's why I'm trying to be more emphatic. I'm repeating same word. You might be saying that move on now, jump now. Because I know that you might be a fast learner. You might find a fast thinker. Not everybody is a fast thinker. That's why sometimes I try to use some simple English. So that I know that some people may not understand this thing. So language should not be a barrier. Do you understand? So I am trying as much as possible, and I'm repeating, because there are some people, if you not repeat something over and over in their ear, they will not understand. Do you understand? That is why sometimes in prayer, some people will do prayer once and the prayer will be answered. Some people, they will do the prayer over and over before it will answer. We have different kind of human being. You cannot think that. But let's move on now. I want to believe. I'm just giving why I'm that repeating same thing. Now, this one now, let's say that this is the chart. Remember I told you that this one, I don't know if it has miss or not, because this is just for a discussion purpose. I didn't know if this chart has miss or not, but your chart must have a miss. So let's say this is house one now. It now moved from let's say that person has asked question, you have casted, this is now the chart that comes out. Now, excellent. Now, This one then move from this place, and don't forget this corridor we are using the corridor of you don't know the person names, or you only have the person picture, or you have only seen the, even if you don't have the person physical picture, but you know, if I mention somebody's name, even if the person is not here, wouldn't I have the picture of that person? Wouldn't I, if you mention anybody's name, the picture, so it's not necessary you have the physical picture of that person, whichever way, for this method I'm talking about. Just know, but in as much as you have the names of that, you know the names of that person, that means you cannot use this corridor. You have to use another corridor depending on, as you understand. So let's proceed now. So now this one now moves to this place. It moved to what? House 4. 1, 2, 3. This is house 4. So you understand, but I don't want to, house 4. So now move. Now you will then use it to explain how you cast the person. Let's say that this is the person. Since this is the person, house 4, it means that whenever you see the person, this is what you need to do in order to get. You want to shoot the person so that you don't want that shoot the bullet to reverse back. You want it to touch that person. You understand, but this is what you will do. This is house 4. This one moved to house 4. That's why we are mentioning house 4. I'm not saying you should go and look for house 4. I'm not talking. That's why I said you should have to watch the previous video. This one, it is because this one moved to house 4. That's why we are talking about house 4. And I told you that the reason why we are using house 1, we could have used house 10. I've explained. So I don't want to. So listen to the previous video. I repeat again. So now this one I repeat here. It moved from here. You understand, but it moved to house 4. Now what you will then do is this. You count this house 4. 1, 2, 3. So it give you 3. It give you 3. I think this particular thing is called in this movement in English, in English under aspect. There's another word for it, but I'm trying to use. We call it what? It move in trine. This one is called it move in trine. We have trine movement, we have sectile movement. If those that understand Eastern Geomancy, Western Geomancy to some extent, they would understand what I'm saying. But this doesn't mean that we are part, because when a previous movie, we are talking about perfection and aspect. But this one, we are capitalizing on aspect from your magical perspective now. So now, this is a trine movement. So this trine movement, it moves from where? If what you can count from here, 1, 2, 3, this is a trine movement. It means that you need 3. Now, let's say it moved from here to house 3. This is 1, 2. That means you need 2. What is that thing you need? I will tell you. Now, this one that moved to house 4. 3 you need is that when you want to once you have seen that person, you want to shoot that person. What this chart, this reading, this chart is talking about is that this person, once you have seen the person, count any living. Let me be more specific. Use animal. Count any animal. The third animal. After that, you have seen the person. This is the person you see the person. You are seeing the person. This is the person you are seeing. Whenever you have seen the person, whenever you have the opportunity to see the person, and you want to shoot the person, count the person. After that person, count the next animal, any animal. Be it could be cockroach, it could be any animal. So long as an animal, a moving animal. So long as an animal, count. Look around. If you see animal beside the person, any animal, because I don't want to say cockroach. I don't want to say what. I don't want to, because the one you see is where his powers hiding. That is where they're hiding. The animal you are seeing is where the power is hiding. You understand? But so I don't want to mention any particular animal, because we at least we are not there when he was doing it. We don't know. You don't know. But this chart has already told us that that is the way you will see an animal, whatever that animal is. Now, but listen carefully. That first animal, after the person, the first animal is not who you need. This third one, you move in trine. So that third animal is what you will. If you shoot that person, it will reverse back to you. Remember that you are the same identity. What the power the person uses, the magic the person is using is creating your actuality. That if you shoot me, just like this song that said that all of them mark me, to back me, if you know the meaning of only God knows where the writers of that song, or that's, I know the name of that writer is Oshopa. Only God knows where because he's speaking with divine guidance. That song, that music is from divine guidance. If I should interpret the meaning of that song for you, but I know we all know the meaning of that song. But if you want to interpret it beyond surface level, you will understand that that person is a very good musician. But that's not where we are going now. I just deviate because I want to explain this particular part. Now you move from here. So first animal you see after that person, the third one, that is, you count the person, the animal, and the third person. This one, the third one, you are not shooting the person, you are shooting the animal. If you shoot that an animal, it will land on that person and not you. Do you understand? That is what this one is saying. But if it repeats in house, in this, let's say, we are using an example. You cannot use example. So I want to use an example that it will be comprehensive enough to understand, so that it won't be as something is hiding. Because it's not as if because in this example I've used now, you assume that whenever you cast, it will appear in house 4. What if it doesn't appear? I repeat, this one does not move to house 4. What if you move to another house? That is what I want to explain now. Let's say it moves to house 3, because this is house 3. That means you will count 1, 2. That is the next animal after him, after the person. That animal is what you should aim. Don't aim that person. No, don't say you want to shoot that person. If you shoot that person, you are shooting yourself. You understand? That animal beside that is if it is here, it is 2 animal. It is still, you count the person first. You not count the animal. You count the person that you see him as animal. You not see him as human being. So you count the person 1. You now look for another animal 2. You now look for this one. You understand? You now shoot this. It is the animal I said you shoot, not the person. You understand? So once you shoot this person, the person will be affected. So now this explanation is for somebody whose power is solely based on the fact that if you shoot me, the gun should backfire on you. That is what this explanation is talking about. But if that person is not an ordinary person too, maybe he has known that if you shoot me, he has not done another thing again that can say, okay, if somebody is wiser than me, if somebody is doing that, you know that in Africa we are, I don't want to say we are bastard in Africa, bastard in doing evil. Do you understand? If you say that you know how to catch me, I say, do you understand? If this person know how to catch, you have already gotten that. Well, if this person already know that you have already cashed me back, maybe the person has now gone further to go and re-fortify with another something again. So it means that once you shoot this person this way with this method you have, and this chart system that we should do it this way, it means that that person, this one animal that you shoot here, you might not see this person dead, but he's affected. Something has died in him. But if that person is ordinary, maybe the only thing that fortification the person that do is that maybe when you shoot him, maybe that is the only thing he do, the gun will land on him, he will die. But if that person is not ordinary, maybe that person has gone further to go and do more strong something, do you understand? This thing will not kill him immediately. Don't think you are wise out. Where your own wisdom stop is where another person started. Do you understand? So, but if you casted, you seek knowledge about it, you demand, and this one do it this way, it means that the person will be affected, because it means, and what that means is that God is telling that person that is first of all want that person to be won before it would then be cashed. Do you understand? He want that person to be won first. You want to give the person warning. But if the person now say, I want to go and do another, that person has touched me, that person should be. That's why we said that if you are powerful, be careful. Don't think nobody cannot catch you. Do you understand? That is so. Do you understand? So I don't want to. There's a way if the person now do another thing. There's a way, but so that this thing will not be done. But I still have other thing to explain, and this voice note is getting long again. The previous one is getting long, and my own. so now, let's say I've explained that if you shoot the person, this third one, the person with about this, the person did not die. So it means that the person is not the person is not somebody you can keep by just knowing one secret about him, because the secret that you know about him that brought you to that geomancer, that brought that person, the querent, the seeker to the geomancer, is that person shoot the person. If you reverse, that is the secret. You have caught him and you have spoiled that power in him. So this person will go and do another power again. That is if it doesn't catch. That means he has done another thing that even if there's somebody that knows how to kill me, that knows how to spoil my something, this one should set in. Do you understand? That is what we have. That is what this person has done. If he does not die, but if that person only do that one thing, he can be feeling more powerful. Because there are some people that want to do chance for you, and they know that maybe you are feeling pompous, you are not submitting yourself to them. They will just give you what you came for. They will not give you additional something. Like in case of Yoruba will say that if you have Bankuba, another person have Bankubi. How do they normally say it? There's a way they normally say it proper, but that is not the proper way. Do you understand? But if you have one, maybe because I give you power, you don't want to use it to affect me. You don't know that maybe I know where your own stop now. Do you understand? But so that is what usually happen to this kind of person. But if this person is loyal to the person that give him that power, that person must have done another thing for him. So it means that that is the interpretation this chart is also telling you. That if that happens that way, so But that one is a case of another thing. So that no, I've only explained that if it repeats in house 2, yeah, house 4, and I've explained if it repeats in house, let's say it repeats in house 3, that means you only count 1, 2, you choose the animal. But if it repeats in house 1, if this house, if it repeats in house 2, you count 1, 2. But if it repeats in house 2, you know that well, that means that person, even though the person can be even though the person can be caught, but it is not yet the time to call it. So don't bother do anything. Otherwise, if you shoot any animal, it's yourself that still want to shoot. So don't listen to half-baked information. If to say I want to harm you too, I could have said that well, if you repeat in house 2, count this one. If you count this one, the person go and do it, the person will harm himself. So once it repeats just in house 2, don't bother to go and confront the person. Don't bother to go and fight the person. Don't go and do that thing you want to do. Otherwise, it will. So it means that the person is super above that person again. You know, I told that number one, I told you that the first way to know that if the person is super above you is if it doesn't repeat. You understand? But another way to know that if that person is super above you is if he repeats in house 2. That house 1 repeats in house 2. That person is still super above you. Go and look for another. You understand? But those that understand aspects will understand this much more. But you too, with this explanation, be carefully listen over and you understand too. So I've explained if it repeats here. I've explained if it repeats. Now, if it repeats in house 5, you will count 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the fourth animal. That is the same way you will do it. But if it repeats, that's the same way you will do you count it to house 1. But if at any point you count just one, like this one that I repeat here, if you count just one, don't do it. If you count just 5, this is 4. If the distance it moves is you count 5, don't do it again. Don't do that one too. It will affect you. You understand? So I don't want to be explaining if you repeat this one. Just use your brain. Count 1. Count whatever you want to count. But if you repeat, when you count it now land in 5, don't do it. If you repeat and it land in 1, don't do it. Now you see you have 2 don'ts. Don't do it has become 2, 1 and 5. You see, if you do one, if you fail to listen to the instruction and you do 1, it will greatly affect you. But if it is 5, it will repeat in 5, and you fail to listen to the instruction, it will affect you. But it will not affect you much. Guys, that there's even the difference between the 1 and 5. There's difference between 1. There's difference between 5. That one, if you do it out of maybe you don't understand very well, it will affect you much more. But if you do it, if it is just 5, when you count it back to and it's 5, it will still affect you. But it's something like you can see. It can just be affecting in times of loss or something that you see say maybe alhamdulillah you something no, but you still know that something has been just like a loss something. You understand? But one, if you repeat into that one is something. So if there is question or there's anything you don't understand, ask. If you don't understand any part of this, don't act. Don't take action on something you don't understand. So that it won't be as if once the consequence lands back on you, you then begin to say, maybe you then ask. Because when you then ask, it then becomes I die no. Explanation, I thought you were saying this, but whatever you are taught that is not, ask that question. You understand that? So the purpose is to make betterment of the society. You understand that? The purpose of the betterment of the society. So and the betterment of the society is just for everybody too. Because even this one that you say is doing evil, he cannot do evil except God accept him to do evil. But there are times that God wants to tell the person that the evil you are doing is the high time you stop. Do you understand? It's high time you stop. Do you understand? But that's why we are telling the person. If the person is having the opportunity to listen to this message, it is already telling the person that it's high time you stop. Don't let this person go and be. You understand? But by listening to this video alone, it's telling the evil person it's high time you stop that. There are people who knows how to uncover that thing you think that you are the only one that knows how to do it, or you are the most powerful. There are some other people who know by listening to this one. So that is why it is. I'm encouraging you to share it. If you don't share it, it has nothing to do, because me at least I have uploaded it, you have listened to it. Your own part is by hearing. You might not, somebody that doesn't need it might share it to somebody that might need it in another country, another place. Because I've not explained this one in a way that maybe to favor my own country alone. It's for anybody, so that let's call a spade a spade. And that's why I tell you how to avoid the consequence. If I don't want to, if I want something to happen to you, I wouldn't have tell you about this. I was sure of it that if you repeat now too, it is you. And that's why I won't tell you that 5-2, that both one, just for you to understand. So that is about that for now. So, but ask question, there will be. So thank you very much for listening. May God bless you, because it's not usually easy listening. It's not usually easy to leave your own time and be listening to video like this, blah 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 like that. So that is why I still have to say thank you very much. May God bless you. The data that you used to watch this and the data that you will use to share it to another places, may God replenish your pocket abundantly. Thank you. When you subscribe to my YouTube channel, page or channel, it makes it easy for you to easily get notification whenever a new post is posted, so that you really get to know about it. And when you share it, you give people more opportunity to know about it, and you also indirectly encourage me to do more. So thank you very much. May God bless you.